Hello everybody, and thank you so much for watching. Today we will make an absolutely beautiful poncho. I used 3 skeins of Bloom chunky yarn for a medium-sized poncho. And part of this big skein, Serenity from Premier. I used a size N 9mm hook, and you can skip to the end of the video for sizing and measurement information and pictures of the finished poncho. Now let's get started with our first round and a magic ring. Place the end of the yarn in your open hand, then wrap around your 2 fingers like an X. Turn your hand over, go underneath the right loop and pull the left piece of yarn through. Chain 3. 1, 2, pull the loop a little longer so we have an easier time finishing it at the end of the round, and make a 3rd chain. 1, 2, 3. Then make 2 more double crochet into the ring around both pieces of yarn. 1 double crochet and a 2nd double crochet. So now with the chain of 3 we have 3 double crochet. You can pull a little tighter if you like. Chain 3 and repeat 3 more times. Make 3 double crochet into the ring. 1, 2, and 3, and chain 3. Double crochet 3 into the ring. And chain 3. And the last time, double crochet 3 into the ring. And chain 3. So now we have 4 clusters with 3 double crochet and a chain of 3 in between. And you can also pull your magic ring tight now. Let's finish round 1. Here's our chain. You see that big loop we made into the 3rd chain. So go into that 3rd chain with a bigger loop, front loop and back loop, and make a slip stitch. Then slip stitch into the double crochet, the 2nd double, and slip stitch into the 3rd double and slip stitch into the chain space, and start round 2. Chain 3, 1, 2, now pull the loop a little longer and make the 3rd chain. Then make a double crochet into the chain space and chain 3. And make 2 more double crochet into the corner space. So our corner is 2 doubles, 3 chains, and 2 doubles. 2 doubles, 3 chains, and 2 doubles. Now double crochet into the previous 3 doubles. Don't skip over the first double. Make a double into the first double and into the 2nd one and into the 3rd one. And now we can repeat 3 more times. Make your corner, double crochet 2 into the corner space, 1 and 2, chain 3, and double crochet 2 more into the corner space, 1 and 2. Then double crochet into the 3 previous doubles, 1, 2, and 3. Now let's repeat that pattern 2 more times. Double crochet into the corner, make 2 doubles, 3 chains, and 2 doubles into the 3rd corner space. Double crochet 3 into the previous 3 doubles, and double crochet into the 4th corner space. Make the 2 doubles, 3 chains, and 2 doubles into the corner space. Now let's finish the round. You see our chain of 3. Ignore the slip stitch and go into the 3rd chain right underneath the slip stitch into that spot, and make your double crochet into that. So we have to make 3 doubles again. That was the first one. Ignore the 2nd slip stitch and go into the double crochet as if the slip stitch didn't exist. You see that double crochet under there? Make a regular double crochet into it and ignore the slip stitch, and do the same thing with the 3rd double. Here's our double. Go underneath the slip stitch into the double crochet and make your third double. We have our 3 double crochet. Let's finish the round. You see our bigger loop that we made into the third chain. 1, 2, 3. Go into that chain, front loop and back loop. Make a slip stitch into the double crochet and into the chain space and start round 3. Start with a chain of 3. 1, 2, pull the loop a little longer, make your third chain. Make your usual corner, make 1 more double crochet, chain 3, and make 2 double crochet into the corner space. And now you can repeat what you did in the previous round. Make double crochet into all of the previous doubles. Make sure not to skip the first double. Once you crochet doubles into all of your previous doubles, make your corners with 2 doubles, 3 chains and 2 doubles. At the end of round 3, we have the chain of 3 left and a double crochet that we made into the corner. And just like before, make a double crochet into the third chain underneath the slip stitch. And then double crochet into the double crochet underneath the slip stitch, so ignore the slip stitches. Slip stitch into the third chain and into the double and into the chain space and start round 4. Chain 3 to start the corner, then make a double, 3 chains and 2 doubles into the corner and make 2 doubles, 3 chains and 2 doubles into the other corners and double crochet into all of the previous doubles. Now you can decide what size you want your poncho to be. I will crochet 5 rounds with a white color for medium size. If you want small, crochet 4 rounds, 6 rounds for large, 7 rounds for XL, and 8 rounds for XXL. I made 5 rounds and now I want to change color. I made a slip stitch into the third chain and now I can make a slip stitch into the last double crochet and pull the new color through. And I made a slip knot on that gray yarn. Make a slip stitch with the new color into the last double and into the chain space, and then start the usual corner, chain 3, make a double, chain 3 and make 2 doubles into the corner, then double crochet into all of the doubles and make your corners with 2 doubles, 3 chains and 2 doubles again. So our pattern stays the same, we just changed the color. In the next round I want to change the color back to white, so I made my slip stitch with gray into the chain of 3, and now I pull the white yarn through the last double crochet and make a slip stitch. And make a slip stitch into the chain space, and now you can start the round as you always do with a chain of 3. And now we can make the white round with the same pattern as usual. After you finish the white round, we will alternate our colors in the last round, so you can finish the round with a white yarn, make a slip stitch into the third chain, into the double and into the chain space and start with a white yarn. Chain 3, make a double, chain 3 and make 1 double, only 1 double into the corner space, and we'll switch to gray now. Now make your second double crochet into the corner space but leave 2 loops on the hook, and we will switch to gray. Take the white yarn and put it to the left. White always goes to the left. Now grab your gray yarn, and as you can see, we have to go up a very long way, so I will just probably cut that in half and sew on the loose ends. Pull the gray yarn through the 2 loops and make a double crochet with the gray yarn into the first double of the previous round. Make sure you go in front of that white piece of yarn right there, so put that in the back. You don't want that piece in front, you want it out of the way. Make a double crochet and leave 2 loops on the hook. Now the gray yarn always goes to the right. So take that, you can hold it with your fingers, take it into the right and finish the double with the white yarn. Make a double crochet into the next double and leave 2 loops on the hook. Then take the white yarn aside, always to the left, white goes to the left, grab the gray yarn, finish the double and make a double into the next stitch and leave 2 loops. Then take the gray yarn aside, gray always goes to the right, finish the double with the white yarn, make a double into the next stitch and leave 2 loops. Then put the white yarn to the left, white always goes to the left, grab the gray yarn, pull through 2 loops, make the double crochet with the gray yarn and leave 2 loops. Put the gray yarn aside, always to the right, finish the double with the white yarn, make the double with the white yarn and leave 2 loops. Put the white yarn to the left, finish the double with the gray yarn and make a double into the next stitch. Leave 2 loops and so on. Now you can switch to white again. So we have the alternating colors. This is how it looks on the right side and this is how the wrong side looks. Continue this pattern until you get to the corner and we will do the corner together. When you get to the corner, make your last double crochet with gray, leave 2 loops on the hook and pull the white yarn through. Notice the first and the last double crochet into the previous doubles is always gray. Now make your usual corner. Make a double and another double, chain 3, double crochet into the corner, and a double crochet a second double, but leave 2 loops on the hook and switch your color to gray. And then the first double is always made in gray. So we start again with the gray color, make the double in gray, yarn to the right, finish the double with white, make the white double, yarn to the left, finish the double with gray, make the gray double, yarn to the right, and so on. Now you can make all the 4 sides this way and all the other corners. At the end of the round, double crochet with white into the 3rd chain. Switch your color to gray. And double crochet into that last previous double crochet with gray. Leave 2 loops and now we can finish this round. Pull the white yarn through and I already cut that white yarn. So pull that through the last 2 gray loops and pull it all the way out and thread a needle. We will make a seamless join and have a correct stitch count. Then skip over the 3rd chain and go into the double crochet, front loop and back loop. Then skip over the 3rd chain again and go top down into the back loop and the little back bump of the gray double crochet. And you can sew in your yarn towards the left and I'll go through that loop of that 3rd chain and sew in my loose end. Our stitch count is correct. Now we can make 3 more squares just like the first one. Now we can make our seams. We only need 3 squares, so put the 4th square aside and turn the other 3 over to the wrong side. Everything's wrong side up. The square in the middle is the front or the back of the poncho and the 2 other squares are the sleeve, and we will start our seam on the corner in the right side, crochet towards the neckline and down the left side towards those 2 corners. So our first 2 squares are wrong side up. Here's the side. Place the corners together so the squares face each other with the right sides inside. Go into the 2nd chain in the first place into the front loop. Here's the front loop. Behind it is the back loop. Go into the front loop. And then on the 2nd piece, go into the 2nd chain. 1, 2, but into the back loop. So here's the front loop. Go into the back loop. So we crochet front loops and back loops together. Then you can make a slip knot or just pull your yarn through and make a slip stitch. And now we crochet the front loop together of the next chain of the first piece and the back loop of the chain in the 2nd piece. Slip stitch those 2 together. And here our double crochet. Go into the front loop of the double in the first piece and slip stitch it together with the back loop of the double on the 2nd piece. And again, front loop, back loop, and slip stitch. And now here's a very nice way to double check that we did everything right. We slip stitch the gray doubles together, front loop, back loop, slip stitch, and the white doubles together, front loop, back loop, slip stitch, and so on. Now you can continue this pattern until you get to the neckline. And let me show you This is the wrong side. And when you turn it over to the right side, you get two nice little lines. That's because we slip stitch the front and back loops together. When you get to the neckline, slip stitch the last two white doubles together, 1 and 2. Then grab both of the chains of the two corner pieces and put them together and crochet 2 singles around both of them, 1 and 2 around both of the chains. And now we can put that square aside and grab the other square and also place it corner to corner. Make sure the right sides face each other inside. And then we continue and crochet 2 single crochet around those 2 corners. So grab those 2 corners, those 2 chains, go around the entire chains and make 2 singles around it, 1 and 2. So we have 2 singles on one side and 2 singles on the other side. Now you can turn everything so you can work it better, and you can slip stitch the doubles together again, front loop, back loop, and slip stitch just the same way you did on the other side. Slip stitch the gray together with the gray doubles and the white doubles together with the white doubles. And here's the wrong side. And when we turn it over, we can take a look at the right side. And again, we have 2 lines on each side. When you get to the 2 corners, slip stitch the last 2 doubles together and then slip stitch the 2 chains together from the first piece and the second piece. Then you can pull out your yarn and sew in your loose ends. Now you can place your poncho right side up and fold the sleeves over to the middle, the left one and the right one. So right here is the wrong side and this is the wrong side. All the wrong sides are up again. You take your 4th squares, also wrong side up, so everything is wrong side up, and you repeat the same stitches as before. Work from the corner towards the neckline and down the second side. Now we can crochet around the bottom of our poncho, turn it around, everything's still facing right side up, and you can start in any of the 2 corners. Make a double crochet into the corner, and we're still making the same corners as before. Then another double, 3 chains and 2 doubles into the corner space. Then make 2 doubles into the previous 2 doubles. 1 and 2, but now we change color, so leave 2 loops on the hook, and now we just do the same pattern as before. Pull the gray yarn through the 2 loops and make a gray double into the previously gray double. Leave 2 loops, switch to white. Pull through the 2 gray loops and make the white double into the previously white double. So gray goes into gray and white goes into white. And we can repeat that pattern until we get to the seam. At the corner space, the second to last double is white, and then the last double before the corner space is gray. We alternate. Make a white double crochet into the corner space and then a gray double crochet into the corner space. And then into the seam, make a white double crochet. Try to grab underneath 2 pieces of yarn so you have a secure stitch. Then make a gray double crochet into the second space, into the second corner space, and a white double crochet into the second corner space. And then you can alternate again between gray and white. So the first double is gray, the second double is white, and then we match up with the previous round where we have gray on gray and the white double above the white doubles. Repeat on the second seam, make a gray double into the last white double, then white and gray into the first chain space, white into the seam, gray and white into the second chain space, and then alternate gray into the first double, white, gray, and match up with the other colors. Finish your side with 2 white doubles, then make your corner with 2 doubles, 3 chains and 2 doubles, then 2 white doubles over here, and then alternate between gray and white again, and then you can make the second side exactly the same as the first side. Finish your round with a slip stitch into the 3rd chain, the double, and into the chain space, and start your new round with your usual corner. I will make 2 more rounds in white. Now you can add more rounds if you like. I added 2 rounds in white, but remember, if you add more rounds, then your poncho will also get bigger. For the 2 rounds, I used our regular pattern. Now let's make our last round. Slip stitch all the way into the corner space, then chain 1 and make a single crochet into the corner. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the corner space. Chain only 2, 1 and 2, skip the first double, single crochet into the second double, and chain 2, and repeat, skip 1, make a single, and chain 2, skip 1, make a single, and chain 2, and repeat that pattern all the way to the corner. When you get to the next corner, make a single crochet into the second to last double, chain 2, skip the last double and make your corner with a single crochet, 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and a single crochet, then chain only 2 and repeat on this side. So chain 2, skip the first double, make a single, chain 2, skip 1, make a single, chain 2, skip 1, make a single. Now we can finish by single crocheting into the third chain, then chain 2, you can cut your yarn and pull it out of the second chain and thread a needle. Sew through the single crochet and then top down into the chain. Grab 2 pieces of yarn and sew on your loose end towards the left. Now the stitch count on the chain is not correct, but that's okay because we will make tassels into all of the chain spaces. Now for the tassels, I just wrap my yarn around my iPad and then I cut the yarn and I have 15-inch pieces of yarn. I grab 3 pieces of yarn and fold them in half. Then we go into the chain space from the wrong side up, pulling the yarn through, and then pulling the strands through the loop. And then you can pull tight. Now our poncho is finished. As you can see, I sorted out the colors of the tassels a little bit and it made it look real pretty. So the first rounds in white that you see here before we start the gray color will decide the size of poncho that you want. I made 5 rounds in white for a medium-sized poncho. 4 rounds of white yarn will give you a small, 6 rounds a large, 7 rounds are extra large, and 8 rounds are XX large. The medium-sized square measures 13.5 inches across and is 18.75 inches diagonally. The finished medium-sized poncho measures 32.5 inches across and is 29.5 inches long. So with just 8 rounds, we can make the medium-sized square, and then we add 3 more rounds around the bottom of the poncho. So this poncho is very fast to make. The alternating color changes in the tassels make it absolutely gorgeous. And I hope you have fun making it. And I hope to see you next time. Happy crocheting and bye-bye.